Speaker, I stand to second
Yes.
the motion. The Speaker, I would like to say that this additional revenue allocation bill is a very, very important bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you remember in the old days, Treasury used to give counties money in form of conditional grants. But now, Parliament came up with the idea of the additional revenue allocation bill. Mr. Speaker, this is in line with aspirations to enhance devolution in this country. There's a misconception that is going on in this country that National Assembly is anti-devolution. Mr. Speaker, there is no person with sane mind that can oppose devolution, because this is the only avenue that we have that takes billions of shillings to the counties and to the places where people live. Mr. Speaker, there are counties in this country today, out of the 47 counties, that will not have seen any money from national government in form of a billion if it was not for devolution. They never saw any money. They used to be in the budgeting system of the centralized system of governance, Mr. Speaker, and you're old enough, you know that. They used to be told your money has been put in security to defend you people from enemies and other things, and they will never see any development money in their lives. Counties have revamped our livelihood, Mr. Speaker. I know there are a lot of shortcomings. People believe that there's a big problem in counties. There's corruption, there's malpractices. All that can be addressed separately without killing the idea of devolution, without killing the vision that the people, the framers of this constitution had in terms of making the livelihood of Kenyans better, Mr. Speaker. Many developed countries in the world, Mr. Speaker, Germany and all other countries that have developed because they implemented devolution. They devolved money from the center to the where people live and where people, farm and where people stay, where people get healthcare, Mr. Speaker. There is no way, Mr. Speaker, a country will achieve meaningful development or change the livelihood of their people without implementing devolution. Up here, when devolution came, devolution was supposed to disperse both power and resources to the ground, Mr. Speaker. There's a debate now ongoing in the country whether enough resources have been devolved to the country, to the counties. There is debate now going on in the country whether enough functions have been devolved, Mr. Speaker, whether some functions are still held at the national level. So we need to have a national discourse to agree as a country whether we have devolved enough functions and enough resources to the counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are many things that can be done at the county level. There are many things that can be done at the county level because, Mr. Speaker, that is where the rubber meets the road. That is where, if devolution can be implemented properly, in comparison to what's happening now, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you this country will not be the same. Mr. Speaker, there is a big debate going on in the country whether the last 10 years or the last 12 years, devolution has achieved what was intended to achieve. There is a big debate, and that is acceptable because people, even national government, there's a debate whether they're doing things the right thing, whether they're doing the wrong thing. Every day, people accuse them of this, SHA is not working, this is not working, and they continue improving. They continue doing their work. They continue saying that we are going to change this. That's also what devolution is supposed to do. Things that are not working, they should be able to work. We have not created devolution to enrich certain people or to make certain people billionaires. We have created devolution, we have brought devolution to our constitution so that Kenyans can feel power and resources resides with them in their villages. That you don't need to come to Nairobi to do anything. You must be able to do everything you intend to do, whether it is healthcare, whether it's education, whether it is energy, whether it is roads, whether any kind of development, you must be able to get it at the devolved unit where you stay. Mr. Speaker, this tag that's being peddled around that National Assembly is anti-devolution cannot stand the test of time. We must stand with devolution because our own people, our constituents are part of counties. They don't live in, there is no place, there is no constituency that's not part of a county. Every constituency is a part of a county. So the people who live there, the people the governor is leading are the same people who voted for us also. So there is no way we can fight devolution. It can't be right if we are branded that we are anti-devolution. But we must also be able to oversight. If the county government is not doing their work, it's our responsibility to point it out and say that this has failed and that has failed. But I think Kenyans must now go back to the drawing board and ask themselves, how do we improve and make devolution better for the good of all of us now? How do we devolve more functions? How do we devolve more resources and put accountability measures in place? If any county government misuses funds or misapplies funds contrary to the law, then serious action needs to be taken in accordance with the law, Mr. Speaker. That is when we are going to become a better society. And that's when we are going to benefit from the fruits of devolution, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I urge my colleagues, let us support this bill. Let us support this motion. Let us pass this additional revenue allocation bill. So a lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are not from the exchequer. A lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are from donor funds. It's donor funds from the World Bank, who want to improve our slums in our counties, who want to do roads for us in the small, roads there that are the counties. Majorly, it's a donor-funded programs which contain in this bill, Mr. Speaker. So if we oppose it, we'll be literally refusing counties to access donor funding, and which is not good for us. Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our healthcare in Migori or in Homa Bay? Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our roads? That is not in our place to do it. So I urge my colleagues, let's pass this bill, and we will discuss devolution holistically, where it is, where it has come from, and how we want it to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that the county government's additional allocation bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, be now read a second time. You're on a point of order. What's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, we are a house of rules. And Mr. Speaker, the matter at hand now is a very weighty matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm looking at the House and I don't see that we have full quorum, Mr. Speaker. So I'm standing on standing order number 35, Mr. Speaker, to check whether we have quorum. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order, Honorable Junet. I don't know how law you people got this parliament into. When somebody rises on a point of order and raises an issue of quorum, and you have to ask the sergeant at arms to determine whether the quorum is there or not. The rules are very simple. Please, let's follow the rules. Sergeant at arms, do we have quorum or don't we? Order. We don't have a quorum. Okay, ring the quorum bell. Quorum bell. Ring the quorum bell. Well, you propose, and after proposing, you open to debate. I proposed. What's wrong with you? Yes. Junet, enthusiasm seems to have taken the better side. Ring the, is it ringing? For 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go and get
Well, as you can see, the House does not have a substantive number of members present. Clearly, many seats are empty. And of course, this is one of the concerns that has been raised by one of the members, indicating that a quorum during the proceedings of the House is not present, and that the business that is being discussed, or the business that is on the floor of the House, requires enough number of members to be present, at least to be able to legislate on the matters that are on the floor. What was on the floor before that point of order regarding the lack of quorum during the proceeding of the House? Members were considering the county government's additional allocations bill. This is a bill that is originating from the Senate, Bill number 1 of 2025, a bill that is co-sponsored by the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Sam Matandi. And actually, this afternoon, he moved this particular bill and was seconded by the leader of the minority party, Honorable Junet Mohamed. And the speaker was about to give way for debate for members to be able to weigh in on this particular bill. However, the lack of quorum has interrupted the proceedings of the House now, and a quorum bell of 10 minutes is currently underway. We have seen the minority leaders of both sides making their way out of the chambers, of course, to go and whip members. At this point, we believe that the members are somewhere within the precincts of Parliament, under the leadership, especially the minority leaders of both sides, that is the minority and the majority, have walked out to whip the members to make their way back into the chambers. We should be expecting to see members make their way back to the chamber. Remember, if that is not achieved, if that quorum is not raised, then the business that was on the floor of the House at the time when that hitch was realized, then that means the business will not continue, as the House will be adjourned until the next sitting. Remember, this particular business is the county government's additional locations bill. On the Wednesday afternoon sitting, the quorum, or that particular hitch on quorum during the proceedings of the House, was also, or rather, interrupted that particular business. However, this afternoon, the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee has managed to at least begin debate. This is a bill that is at its second reading stage, and members are expected to begin debate on it. The mover has moved and has been seconded, and members are expected to ventilate on it. This is a bill that you will recall last year failed to sail through, owing to matters regarding the RMLF fund. However, this time the Senate, you will remember, that did away with this particular fund. And also, we have heard from the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee indicating that that particular fund is also not in this particular bill. So as they consider this bill, then they have in mind that that particular fund, which is a matter currently in court, is not part of this bill. And therefore, members should consider this bill and also pass it. The funds in this particular bill are funds that mostly are coming from donors, funds that are expected to put in motion various projects in various counties. These monies, as indicated, are not coming from the exchequer, but mostly a lot of the monies in this particular bill is coming from donor funds. We have had the two speakers who have already made their contributions on this bill, urging the House to allow this bill sail through to be able to go and help various projects, including the payment of community health promoters, and also assist in a number of projects that the county governments or the devolved units have actually benefited a lot from. Last year, this particular bill did not sail through, and therefore the funds did not reach the county governments. However, this time round, once this particular bill sails through, remember the Senate already considered it and passed it, and now it is the turn for the National Assembly to also consider it. Matters have been raised on the progress of devolution, with the leader of the minority party indicating that, or categorically indicating that the National Assembly is not in any way anti-devolution, however, raising concerns over some of the cases that have come from the county governments in terms of usage of resources. But all in all, the bill will assist a number of projects that have maybe stalled owing to the delay of this particular additional allocations that are meant to enable various projects that are donor funded continue. So this is the business that was currently on the floor before the quorum hitch. Currently, what you're seeing on your screens is that business has been interrupted owing to the quorum hitch, and therefore a quorum bell is on. The quorum bell is just to alert members who maybe are still within the precincts of Parliament, at least to make their way back to the chambers. We have just seen that the whips made their way back to the chambers. However, we did not see more members come back with them. So we are hoping that that quorum will be achieved, because if it isn't, then as provided for in the standing orders at the lapse of, all right, let's listen in.
Honorable members, the time being 5:26 p.m. This House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 22nd of April, the year 2025 at 2:30 p.m.